Hello, and in this video I will be giving advice for those who are considering entering a mechanical engineering program. This is the first of three videos. The second will be for those who are currently in a mechanical engineering program, and the third will be for those who have finished and are looking for a job. So to begin, when you're considering a program, you should consider and verify that it is ABET accredited. Now, ABET accreditation is important because it allows you to more easily take the FE exam, which stands for Fundamentals of Engineering, in order so that upon successful completion, you become an EIT, an engineer in training, which itself is required so that after a few years of experience, you therefore are able to uh, take the PE exam to become a PE, which is a professional engineer, which is an important designation needed in many electrical utility, water utilities, a lot of utilities in general, construction, and some other jobs. Not all jobs, but so typically in aerospace you won't need it, but I've noticed even in aerospace they prefer that you have an ABET accredited degree. It's their preference. So if a program is not ABET accredited, I suggest you avoid it. Only look for ABET accredited programs. Um, if you go to the website, here you'll be able to find and search for ABET accredited bachelor degrees. I've never heard of a master's being important in that regard. I've never even heard of a ABET accredited master's program. Associates perhaps, but bachelor's definitely yes. Get an ABET accredited bachelor's degree. You will face more difficulties later on, and I say it's best to avoid those difficulties. And you will, as in the case that I've seen in some job descriptions for Boeing, you'll be applying and not be from an ABET accredited program, which is their preference. How big of a deal it makes with Boeing, I don't know, but why test it? Continuing, look for the statistics of the student population of the program you're interested in. So look for the graduation rates, jobs, other information, how many are involved in internships. This is sometimes information that is given when you visit the school. Sometimes you may need to ask for it. Also, practice a little healthy dose of skepticism, assuming that you're assuming that that information was that data to obtain those statistics was gathered well. It may not be. It may be unreliable, biased, a bias sample, and thus not representative of the population. Consider a community college. Sometimes classes are better, not always, sometimes. And but that's not the main reason I would say go to a community college. If you go to a community college, it gives you time to consider a four-year program with more depth. Uh, Even if you went to a community college, if you go to a four-year school and graduate along with someone who was there their entire from their freshman year, you're still getting the same degree. It's not a different degree. Um, when you're at a community college, you're able to sometimes go on field trips from the school to a specific four-year school, or you can just visit on your own. You also come in contact with people who are transferring out as they're coming in, and they can serve as valuable sources of information about a program. You can ask about their experience there, what they've done. You can compare and make a better, more informed decision. It's also important to visit schools before you go. So if you don't have the chance to visit a school, let's say if you're in high school and you don't have a chance to visit schools prior to you going, I suggest you take time in a community college to do that, because sometimes even the environment itself can have an effect on you. And if you're going to be miserable at a certain school because of the area, that's going to affect you. And so you don't want to be in that kind of misery. because your classes are going to be tough sometimes, and it's you don't want to add to your difficulties. Also, you should consider learning machining, automotive technology, or something similar on your own, or at a community college, and perhaps get job experience in that skill. The reason I mentioned this is because I can say from personal experience that I missed out in an entry level manufacturing engineering job with one of the top aerospace companies because I just didn't have manufacturing experience. Even though it was entry level, they were looking for manufacturing experience. I did well in my interview. I left a good impression, but I just didn't have that manufacturing experience. Another thing to do is prepare a resume. Have something ready where you can already give to companies that may come looking for interns. Know that in general, almost all the internships I've ever seen are paid internships. These are not internships like for other majors. So you're earning money while getting experience, valuable experience that can help you land the job later on. Also, make another resume that has empty sections with skills that you need to fill in with certain experiences or with certain experiences that you need to have so that you can fill in those empty sections and present a more substantive resume to an employer later on when you're about to graduate or when you've graduated. So you want to be working semester as each semester or as each quarter goes by, you want to make sure you're working towards making sure that though you're filling in those empty sections of this other resume. Also consider checking out the Department of Education's website. So here you'll find some important information. You can check it out on your own. College Navigator is pretty good. I used that years ago. But the one that gets more attention from me right now is the college scorecard. Here I already searched. So what it gave me the option to choose between um, to choose if I'm looking into a 4-year degree. So I chose that. Then it specific more program. It didn't give me it didn't give me the option for mechanical engineering. It just gave me the option for. Let me go back there so you can see. So this is how it looks. 4-year, chose 4-year, choose an engineering program. Uh, doesn't get more specific. So I just chose engineering. It'd be better if I could choose mechanical engineering, but I can't. And then search for a state. I'm interested in California. Just find the schools. And it gives you information about the number of undergraduates, the salary after attending. Of course, this salary, according to this, is at 10 years after entering the school. So, assuming you took, let's say, 5 years to finish your degree, it's like 5 years after having graduated. So, notice the difference 85,700 Stanford, Harvey Mudd, 74,200. Notice a difference, significant difference in the student population 6,994, 812 at Harvey Mudd. That's another thing to consider. Do you want to go to school with a large number of students or something that with a smaller number of students? So if you compare it with USC, look at this, 18,519. And it has a salary of 70,400. UCLA, 29,581 with a salary of 58,700. Now, it could be the case that some of these schools have maybe the schools with a higher salary have only have programs where the expected salary is much greater than other engineering disciplines. So that's something to consider. It may not be saying something bad about the school. It may just be saying more about the profession, certain professions themselves. So I suggest you look into this and use this as part of your decision making process. Again, I say be a little skeptical of the statistics unless you know the source, know if it was well done. Um, if it's a third party or perhaps the school may be honest, but uh, it just may be that there was a mistake somewhere along the line. Well, there are always different things to consider with statistics to make sure they're reliable. So, thanks for watching, and that's it for this.